So what can I possibly say after you heard already from my dear colleague, Dr. Michael Yadovitsky, who I'm sure shared with you about the important work that we're able to do together in Germany. And after you also heard from Rafi from Keren HaYesod, United Israel Appeal, that is our partner in raising funds and support from around the world. And now you've heard from the chairman of the executive of the Jewish Agency, Major General Doron Almog, who truly, I can say to you that some of the funniest emails I get from him is he'll say to me, Danielle, I'd like you to join this meeting. He's a hero of Israel. We traveled together. We worked together. We were nearly killed together multiple times. Please come and join this meeting. How often do you get those kinds of emails? I don't know. Maybe, Johannes, you get them from traveling in Ukraine. But when somebody tells me, please come to a meeting, we were nearly killed together, I show up. And so, what could I say? In some ways, really not that much, because I believe that you have already in your hearts all the feelings and much of the information that you need to continue to fuel those feelings and that faith going forward. So I will say to you, of course, toda rabba, thank you, danke schön, shishye, any language that you would like me to say it, I will say it. And I will also just, remind you that as you go about Israel, and whether you're going to some coffee shop near the hotel, or you're meeting staff that is working here, or tomorrow you'll be going to our Ibim Aliyah village, and you'll be going to our Ashkelon Barnea Aliyah Center, and of course you're going also to Kibbutz Be'eri, and then to Ashdod. Just to remind you that people that you meet today in Israel might seem okay on the outside, but many of them, virtually all of them, are carrying invisible wounds, invisible scars. They can't tell you necessarily, they don't have the time, they don't have the strength necessarily to tell you about their cousin or their uncle or their husband, or who is fighting now, or who is hurt now, or who they're praying for now. But you can all understand that they are fighting in a war for the survival of the country, for the future of this country, that they are carrying these invisible scars. And wherever you can offer them a smile, a kindness, a warm embrace, believe me, people here are huggers, and they do appreciate hugs. Maybe you should just ask before hugging, but you can ask, and in most cases, permission will be granted. And just to tell them that they are not alone, that you journeyed from afar to tell them this, that you are thinking of them and praying for them. And believe me, if you're able to put a smile on the face of an Israeli these days, on the face of a Jewish person these days, that means so much. And perhaps through that smile, they will also come to believe that God is smiling at them, and that they are truly not alone, and that they are loved, and to believe that there are the plans that the Lord has for all of us, to prosper us and not harm us, to give us a hope and a future. And much of that future you will see when you also go out tomorrow. When you visit in Kibbutz Be'eri, you'll see how they are rebuilding. You'll also see how it is our subsidiary company, Amigul, that was there to very sensitively take away all the destruction so that there is space for the rebuilding. You will see in Barnea how through your support to give a youth club and a shelter, new lives can start in the land from a point of resiliency and of hope. And you will also see at Ibim the true vision that Doron just spoke of very briefly, but the true vision for how can the South be rebuilt. It can only be rebuilt by modern day pioneers, by people that will come from all around the world on Aliyah and from across Israel to decide that they are going to settle in the Western Negev. They are going to take part in the rebuilding of the Western Negev. And while for many this is a very daunting task, how do you even think about relocating your life to these areas that suffered the massacre? Is there even housing? Is there employment? What training do you have? We are saying to these young people, come to our Ibim Aliyah village. It is just 2 kilometers from Gaza, but you will be safe. We have shelters, we have security, and you will be trained. You will learn Hebrew, you will learn a profession, you will go to the Sapil College, and within a year, you will be prepared to be launched out into one of these communities, so that over the course of 5 years, we will be able to bring 3,000 young adults to Ibim and then send them off into these communities. And maybe this number of 3,000 sounds small, but when you go to Be'eri tomorrow, ask them how many of their members are coming back. If you hear of Kfar Aza or Nir Oz, all these communities are yearning for these young people, young families to come. And we, through our Ibim village, where they can be trained, where they can have their first soft landing here in their homeland, from there they will be sent out to the rest of the Western Negev. And what's unique in this relationship between Ebenezer and the Jewish Agency is that you can bring us the prayers and the support and the thoughts and the faith from Christians who support Israel from all around the world. We can connect that in our work in some 66 countries around the world, and here in Israel, in our relationships with the government, with the regional councils, with the municipalities, with the people, so that together we create this beautiful tapestry of Jews and Christians, all people of faith, to bring it together for the future of Israel, so that there truly will be a hope and a future, and we're doing it together. So thank you so much for your support and for your love and for your prayers. We feel it. Don't forget to ask Israelis if they want a hug. Don't be offended if they say no, but tell them who you are and why you're here, and bring a smile to their face. Thank you.